triathlon, man. You got to start booking it because it's going to be quite a journey here for Falcons to make it into basically the same zone that we had seen in game number 1. But hey, all the benefit to the teams that want to come out on top. In this day of group stages, the teams that, have had a slow start, NIP being one of them, are going to feast. Same thing as Flat, because the conversation remains the same since this is their POI. Same thing for VKG, who have already moved away from Grow Towers, which is a ring console and a survey beacon. So a lot of these teams not only getting away with this quick rotate, but now trying to min-max on what they know they have to do differently from game number 1 on their rotate to now game number 2 in a very similar zone.
In a way, he pops the survey beacon and immediately pings them. He's like, he is so close because, of course, they are going to witness Shopify grabbing that survey beacon. So Havoc is disengaging. They're like, no, we don't want anything to do with the fight this early on. They had 5 kills in map number 1. We're playing the long game.
Pings coming in too. Havoc now start moving up. They're right alongside Gen G. You can hear the pings. Getting closer here to playing on the outskirts of Somers, while Shopify are also going to be able to get the same ring console on where that zone pool is. Alliance are already doing a different rotate, though, after what we saw from the last game, but it's going to be looking at Flat. Can they end up getting the early KP, the first team to get that early KP in a lot of these lobbies? We saw it play out in game number 1. They see a team landing right in front of them. It's just about boosting up these Evo shields. Since this is their POI, it's not like they're going to be able to have the side questing that a lot of other teams do when it comes to the Evo Harvesters. With the amount of Seers, though, in this lobby, this is kind of what we were expecting. Seer is the next legend band with 80% of this lobby Seer.
That's falling in the order in which I thought we would see. So for now, Flat playing from the back of Somers. A couple of teams you mentioned, Virtus Pro, Sentinels, GK on the horizon. Fun hanging on with at least 20 HP there. But for now, no real siege. Seer tactics being performed. At least you do have the exhibit in the back pocket should you need to pull it out.
Teams like Elite, though, with the way that they were able to convert on this win and playing a little split on Icarus. You can see that one player getting that ring console. You can see the exhibit called into, letting everybody know about the fight happening on the back end of Somers. Shopify Rebellion, together with Phony, sitting once again alongside Zainu. Getting a little bit of deja vu here while Crib gets the information. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful angle. Off of the Hemlock here. He's got the blue mag in hand, R9 as the secondary here, but it's just about getting the heartbeat sensor to see where these players are finding themselves right below NIP's feet. It's trying to harass him. He's only 120 away from getting that blue Evo. Harassing and peppering in another team from afar. Team Nemesis playing on that back end as there's still a lot of teams with the Altar, but even more with the Valkyrie for some of these rotates, as we see Zap now get the follow-up and getting the knock off the RE45. That has continuously been a problem in a lot of these lobbies. A lot of our pros rocking out with these different weapons compositions, as Sentinels also are finding these knocks onto VP.
There we are with the stun. Just seconds to go. NIP, though, they're literally on white. And I do want to note that Kurov did move off the Wraith. He's locked in the Seer. Vayne is going to be playing Wraith for NIP this game. And for Arufa and Reject, wanting to finish this fight with VKG. They've already gotten Casa down, Casa out. And behind the Newcastle wall, we have situated ourselves. But they haven't quite found the opening they want for the remaining duo.
You see the pinks too. It's going to be a little risky sometimes. I mean, when you're not rocking out on the caustic, that's why you're seeing a lot of these Watsons to bunker down instead. He said goodbye to Crypto in game number 1, and VKG even trying a little something different. They had rolled out with the Newcastle, Valkyrie, and the Rampart, but they lost out on that Rampart earlier.
I like what I'm seeing from Dory, and here's the deal. Last time they rotated down and through the west, and we got caught mid-map as we headed over towards Somers University. For Katsuki and Muscle here, they are making their pathway towards the eastern side now. They're being a little more hesitant about it, and there's for good reason. The Falcons are still up in the north. There is a survey beacon here that they'd like to get access to, as well as a ring console. So knowing that they're going to be able to scan both, Dory has to get info, has to run. Alliance nabbing and ring console of their own up by Clinic.
And it's like kind of like a different pacing, right? That Alliance saw what happened in the last game, now trying to take a different angle. Still rotating from the northern side of the zone. which I do really like because once you go into grow towers, like we saw earlier with Shopify's rotate, you get the survey, you get the ring console, and you try to gatekeep some of these teams who could find themselves split up. I mean, like that one player of Kinotrope who wanted to prio getting the Evil Harvester. They will get away with it for now. But Alliance already going in as a full unit, rotating in from the northern side. Genji will eventually be waiting for them and other teams taking to the skies. I think I hear it. The Team Falcons now coming in right above Dory's head. Could be an inevitable fight on the outskirts of the zone. We have to see how that's going to go down over by Clinic. As now the side-by-side, we see KSH. They're not really involved here. They're just going to be able to bunker down, take control of those death boxes at their feet. But this is the fight that I wanted to see here. It's going to be Dory versus Falcons. Falcons stuck on the inside of zone. Muscle just trying to climb up on How. Muscle, though, he ain't got it as How beams him with the car. Dory now down 2. They get a little bit of revenge onto How, but Waltzy is still alive. Guild is forced to heal up temporarily, but it's still going to be How who comes right back around. Dory lose out on Muscle finally here. It's going to be the finishing blow thanks to Waltzy. Guild is able to pop the shield back right on time. Hemlock and Nade ready to go before it's just a matter of time as Dory are the first, and rather second squad in this lobby to go out. Falcons pick up on that KP. We hinted on that fight the moment we saw Dory try to take it to Falcons coming out of Gardens.
VKG was taken out earlier by Havoc, and now UNLIMIT and Team Heretics face off. Exhibits expended. A Ghost, a Glass Cannon, Alonzi looking for the angles, trying to swing on Exuvi, trying to destroy their own Exhibit. But an Arcstar neighboring, we must go through the portal, and UNLIMIT with Yulari Man trying to cover that distance, recharging on the breach mode. A stalemate for now, just looking for the opening to get closer.
Trying to play patiently with the ring now closing in right behind him. Yulari Man off the axle. You talk about the Hemlock. He's able to drop down. Playing off the cliffside of holding onto the other side of the building before trying to dip away. And the way that Axel has been utilized as kind of like that left field legend pick too for some of these teams. Gonna get the scan onto the Kraber before moving back. You have the heavy ammo arsenal too to boost up that Hemlock, while Team Heretics being one of those teams here to try to replicate their performance in game number 1, now start moving up on the other side of UNLIMIT.
Brief check in there with VKG, likely talking about the game plan for the final map 3 on Olympus, while they sit and watch how this game plays out. For the Alliance fans in the lobby, they're starting to get closer towards that next circle. They're staying relatively uncontested as you see their fort here. The pylon down, the fences up, the arsenal to upgrade the R9. And when you see a gold bag in an R9, ooh, you know he's ready to let it rip.
Oh, Christmas came early. That's how I always like to see it if you're UNLIMIT. Still trailing right behind Heretics though. Actually trying to find an opportunity to see if they could pinch them because Kinotrope are waiting for them in the middle buildings that overlook that choke. And now while trailing behind UNLIMIT, this fight has been going on for quite a bit here, and with Peace being on the fuse, he's woken up after taking his nap earlier in the cams. Longbow in car here as he's going to be able to try to take a different angle, but thankfully with the Ultra, they're actually going to be able to TP. With that Void Passage, get right back up to the high ground. With 15 seconds left, everyone needs to start moving. Heretics, though, in a lot of trouble now, down to a solo that is Jan's. He sends in the Exhibit. Looks behind him to make sure that UNLIMIT is not trying to grief him, but gives Heretics a bit of time to reset.
I love that UNLIMIT just said, no, this is not the rotation we need. With the time, it's Team Heretics looking for a death box recovery, Alonzi to get back in. It's Kinotrope that has moved up outside of the ring to deny Team Heretics any space. And it's vital for Team Heretics' survival in the tournament. They were in 31st coming into this and need as many points as they can get.
Time is of the essence now. With 5 games left to go, 2 more on Olympus. Heretics now move in from the northern side, coming out of the choke. Kinotrope have not left from their position, but Alliance do find themselves in that next zone. You could assume that, you know, coming out of Grow Towers, they probably got that ring console, see where that zone pool is, and are going to be able to prio getting that light arsenal themselves. Or RRQ are painting the floor with these Watson fences, trying to land some of these Kraber shots. No unlimited ammo, but 6 still in the reserve now. Pricey just trying to take a different angle, playing off the rock. Gen 2 just to help them out, and that would definitely come in clutch if you have to deal with the likes of maybe even UNLIMIT, who's on that fuse.
Do it. I was like, it's just a smidge windy over there. I just want to see him let it rip. They're just keeping the pressure. They have no space. RRQ are in such a great spot inside that circle, set up as well for VP. Well, they'd like to get there. So knowing that they're going up on the back, Elite Esports just to the south of them, RRQ ahead, the pressure is being put down onto them, and Ozus behind the knockdown is the last for Pricey, working towards those angles. Seer queuing, and Virtus Pro will not live to see another fight in map 2.
And VP out in 17th. RRQ going to be able to pick that one up. And it is a different zone pool, by the way. So because while Sentinels get eliminated and Nemesis are feasting. The Sentinels now going down in 16th. Nemesis will absolutely take those. 3KP in Sacred's pocket. Talk about some young legends in this lobby. I mean, it's typical to not even mention Sacred, who keeps putting on a performance. Team Heretics now, by the way, after getting the full res from Jans, have moved up. And it's still UNLIMIT who face off against them from the other side of the choke.
Hey, they're just delaying the inevitable. They're bound to meet here on the outside. Only one team can advance onto the circle from this location. And if I'm Team Heretics, I do not want to move through them, but instead we choose our pathing. Gen G on the other side, a quick check from Coast, up through the portal we go, and the battle is on. They take down Asia. Dexter from behind though, keep your eye on the Valk.
Dexter's now sliding in though, and now the last one alive for this team. Team Heretics, time and time, have picked up 2 of the heads of Gen G. Exhibit no problem even right behind them because Jans is feeling himself. Gen G get eliminated as Jans now in some trouble because RC have shown up Axis. Gonna be able to find that knock right afterwards, but Team Heretics now will be able to get the reset considering they got the altar, they got the Void Nexus too. Gonna get the finishing blow here with a lot more of these teams, even like Wolves, who are now skedaddling into that next zone pool. They know exactly where this is gonna be, but they have to be careful playing here very early because Reject could look at them as UNLIMIT now. Continuously harassing RRQ.
I want a rogue guy out on an Axel, Yulari man, doing a ton of damage alongside Exuvi. They're kind of setting up these pinch plays as they eliminate RRQ for the most part. But there's a solo still in the circle, still trying to survive. But we are deep in it with Wolves Esports, who have now moved in. It's Pricey with a Kraber, trying to hold steady as Havoc have fallen. And we have no cover. We're between a literal rock and a tree.
I mean, like, literally with a crumb. Can't see me, can't hit me.
Just hit a little bouncy bounce.
Oh, you know when you're trying to do this in your own game, you're like, nah, you're bad.
He knows, come on.
Can he actually get away?
No
way. All right, he's done, all right.
All right, we tried.
They were so tired of it, but the fact that they have to leave their position just to get that solo.
They're like, no. Pricey can't get away with this.
Nah, he was schmoving, all right? Got definitely a special spot in my heart here. RRQ now. Out of here, out of this lobby. Falcons, though, their wings have not been clipped as they're looking onto NIP.
Dude, they've just done so much damage. Yeah, it really do be like that. Kurev down. The res coming through immediately. Vayne, a wingman in hand with a Wraith's best friend. You're gonna have to try and stave off that push because the Falcons are healthy in this fight.
A lot better of a time here for Falcons, while now Alliance are holding on to Pride Rock. Or I guess Pride Building here, overlooking the action that they're not involved with at their feet. Newcastle Walls for all. Alliance with their family cheering them on in the crowd.
This is going to be a tough one for them, though. They are literally in the congested spot of the map. Yes, they have high ground, but you have Team Nemesis, Shopify Rebellion, and the Falcons all at your feet.
Oh my gosh.
You are looking at all of these teams with ninjas and pajamas just across them. Falcons with Hal on Valk take to the sky, and where do they decide to go?
I mean, the fact that you're Valkyrie,
back
you
into it.
Human UAV, you get back into the action, you send out the missile storm, you try to get the drive-by here as Guild follows up the fine phony. It's a trade-up though as Zap gets the double knock. Falcons get eliminated. They try to take that fight and they pay for it while Kurev is popping off 2 knocks onto Nemesis. They're eliminated next. I see the Kraber in the feed too as Elite now too. But for following up, Kurev is just built different. Elite get eliminated. He's looking right behind him, the last one alive. here from the other side of RC now.
But it's Reject who immediately try to take shots at the NIP. We are into the top 5 because of the collapse. Urice, Kraber in hand,
no.
150. He escapes.
Welcome back to the legend, Urice, who's been doing so well. Reject now move up with 5 squads left after they were able to find that knock onto Vayne, but they have control over this lip. Kureb, look at his HP, by the way, until they finally get eliminated. It was like a pixel of health.
Good timing on the bub. Good timing on the bub. We lose out on Ninjas in Pajamas. Off screen at the hands of UNLIMIT. So you have Kenotrope, UNLIMIT, Wolves Esports. Is this the comeback game they needed? Kenotrope. Wolves took a position early into the game. On the other side, the west side. Kenotrope, their neighbor, trying to hold steady behind the Newcastle wall.
Hearing those hemlock shots is like giving them a haircut. Holding on for dear life right behind the Newcastle walls. With 4 squads left though, Lex is gonna be forced to pop the shield bat. No name looking on. Gold hemlock, by the way, but he doesn't have a lot of heavy ammo. Having to be careful. The Kraber, tears in his eyes, now dropping the meds that he may need. He doesn't have a med kit left after that one. Only 1 shield bat. You see the fence line right in front of them.
Okay.
Like there's literally with these 4 teams left in this lobby, Tip. I mean, you're holding each angle of this end zone.
And it's all about resource managing. Having that extra wall, so knowing that once you have to move, you can re-slam it down and intercept those grenades. But Reject face the brunt of the pressure across the way as UNLIMIT swings on him. Into the skies they go, thanks to Axel. Yalari Man being such a menace here as Wolves get sent.
Honing in with the drone as Wolves. Inside the dome too, Kenotrope get eliminated. Last 3 squads and it's UNLIMIT. Facing down against Wolf. Reject on the other corner, but UNLIMIT now move
The
up.
knuckle cluster.
They have the best position here.
That pylon saves them, but everyone is focusing straight onto the Wolves.
Lori Man now, though, looking on the other side as Axel. Masubi is farming. It's just a matter of time. As UNLIMIT are your Game 2 winners. Nobody to dethrone the Kings, who hail from the mighty jungle, UNLIMIT.